goal versus data-driven. Can you talk us through those 2 points?
So data-driven processing is where you're just sitting there and you're waiting for everything to kind of hit you in the face, and whatever seems most important you address. That's not a very efficient way to process information in these complex environments, it turns out. You're constantly going from thing to thing. You may not be working on the highest priority information. It's not efficient. But that's kind of what you would see a novice doing, because they don't have any other basis for processing information. What we see that experts do, though, is they're usually using goal-driven processing. So they've already got a goal they're pursuing, and they look for the information that's relevant to that goal, and they process the information in light of that goal. You know, what is its pertinent to this goal that I'm trying to pursue? And so they can be much more efficient in going through what information they need to look at and how they want to process it and think about that. And the problem is that to be effective in these environments, you have to constantly be switching between goal-driven processing and data-driven processing, because you have to be able to switch off and say, well, I know I'm working on goal number 1, but this other thing came up and I really need to switch over here to work on goal number 2. When we looked at errors in situational awareness, the single highest error factor was where all of the information is present, but I'm focused on one part of the situation and it's this other thing over here that gets away from me. 30% of essay errors fell into that category. So you constantly have to be juggling goals and switching between them. And to do that, your displays really have to help you in doing that sort of prioritization process, but allowing you to do effective goal-driven processing when you need to.
Yeah, I really like this discussion. I mean, most times organizations are totally in the data-driven, which we call wait for impact culture, which is I do some stuff, like contingency planning or modeling and things of this nature, but I'm waiting for something. Even for threats that give us time, like a hurricane, we know typically that something's coming down the pipe a week ahead of time, but we're still not reacting until basically we're getting to, you know, within hours or a day right before. I think in risk management in general, the whole goal-driven, which is now more tied to your strategic initiatives, it could be a marketing campaign you're going to roll out, being actually part of the design or part of a potential risk based on the goal they're trying to accomplish from the beginning part.